my name is Omar, and this video is going to be about the phonological aspects from Spanish that facilitate or hinder us Salvadorans to learn the English language. First of all, there are some aspects that make Spanish and English similar. For example, they come from the same root, so there are words, certain words that have the same sound.
My name is Jesus Villano, and to continue with this topic, I will take into consideration what Omar said before, that the Spanish and the English language come from the same root. That means that they come from the Indo-European root. There are certain words that have a closer relationship between them. For example, we have some nouns that are similar. They have a similar sound, they have the same meaning, and it helps us to learn the L2. For example, we have some nouns such as capitalism, and in Spanish we have capitalismo. As we can see, those words have an ending very similar. They have a similar ending. In this case, it's the ism and capitalismo. So we can realize that they sound similar, they have the same meaning, and they help us to learn the new language. Another example is the word actor, and in Spanish we have actor. Well, we can see that they end in the same, with the same word. They have the same meaning, and they sound practically, they sound similar. Another example is capital. We have in English capital, and in Spanish we have capital. So those words help us, especially beginners, to learn the L2. And they, as I told you before, they have the same, almost the same sound in its ending, and they have the same meaning. So they don't change its meaning. That's the important thing in this phonological aspect.
Other aspects that facilitate Salvadoran to learn English language are the Phological and Anglicism. But what are they about? Okay? Now, Anglicism. The Phological is the act of adopting words from another language. For example, here in El Salvador we have adopted words like plain, sharp, sandwich. Those are examples of Phological words that we adopt from another language and we use in our daily life. For example, the word okay, we use this word in conversations like ahora voy a llegar a tu casa, tienes que estar lista a las 8. And then, okay, I will estar lista. Okay, so we use okay. Then we use play. Play, we use this word in sentences like dale play al video, dale play a la película, or similar. We use chat when you are using a cell phone. We usually will use this word. For example, tengo un chat interesante or something like that. And sandwich. We have used this word many times, and sometimes we don't know where these words come. And we use them every day, but actually they come from, or they have come from English, basically. And on the other side we have Anglicism. What is Anglicism? Anglicism is the act of adopting words from another language, but we make them some changes. For example, the word cachar. We use this word usually to refer to the verb catch. What we have made some changes, for example, in the writing form, and we pronounce them different, but it means the same. But we have changed the word, we pronounce this word, but at the same of learning English, when we say this word, we recognize this word, and we say, oh, okay. Have you ever experienced that when you know a word that then you realize the proper word? So another one we have chequear. It comes from the word check. It's another example of Anglicism. So basically, foreignerism and Anglicism help us to identify words. For example, in this case, we learn the words and how to pronounce them unconsciously. We don't know where the words come from, but you learn how to pronounce and you develop the phonological skills since you are a little kid.
Hello, my name is Salvador Alberto Figueroa and I'm going to continue with this topic. Okay, here I have some aspects that can facilitate or hinder the learning of the English language. First of all, some aspects that facilitates the learning of the language is the use of the letters B, P, and B. We use these letters and phonemes in Spanish and in English in the same way. As you can see, we pronounce B, B, and B, B. So this is almost the same. As an example, we can use for B in Spanish, vaca, and in English we can find a word like this, vast, vast. As you see, the pronunciation of the first letter is almost the same, v, v, and it's the same for the other letters. There are some aspects that hinder the English learning. For example, the word order. When we are speaking, in English, we use first the adjective and then we use the noun. And in Spanish, is the opposite. We use the noun and then the adjective. In Spanish, we say manzana roja, and in English, we say red apple. Another aspect that hindered the learning of the English language is the termination of the ly for adverbs. In Spanish, we use the ly as so. As an example, we can use say easily, and in Spanish it means fácilmente. If you see, the sound of the words is not the
To
same.
sum up, there are phonological aspects that help us in the moment that we decide to learn a new language, in this case the L2. And as we know, there are some words that come from the same root that facilitate the process of learning a new language.
Well, based on my personal experience, I've learned English through the season. Because when I was a beginner in this major, I remember I identified some words that I saw and I realized I have seen them before, like cachar, mesnear, chequear. These are some words that I already knew the meaning, but I didn't know where they come from. So then I realized the real words, the proper nouns, the proper words of those words, and I realized it was check and business and catch. So that's a way I learned this word, and I learned the pronunciation of the words.
Okay, another aspect that we have to take into consideration is that something that really facilitates the learning of the English language is that we use almost the same consonants regarding to the phonological pronunciation. In this case, b and v and also are pronounced the same in Spanish and in English. This has been all. I hope you really like it. Thank you for your attention.